is very witty, but John Greenleaf is wittier. Elaine Witt.
All the comics that we had so far. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I invited about 2,000 people from my Facebook pages, and how many of you are my friends? It was a little last minute. It was like midnight. They'd have a few hours to get here. But some of you who don't know me, welcome. You're probably wondering, is that the love child of Barbara Streisand and Barry Manilow? I'm not, but I am about their age. And I'll tell you a little about myself. I was dating this guy from Brooklyn. Who again from Brooklyn? Yeah, I know Mark asked you. So I was dating this guy from Brooklyn. He was from Bragg Street. Swear this is true. He had nothing whatsoever to brag about, this guy. He wrote in his singles ad, loves to go hiking. First of all, I met him on a blind date, so why is he showing me his singles ads? I got suspicious right then and there. So he lives on the first floor after the lobby. I swear to you, he took the elevator up. Why are you writing you love to hike when you live on the first floor and you take the elevator? None of this is funny too, but it really did happen. So, and then he's like really cheap. I hate to say it, but I was also dating a Chinese guy who I eventually married. So somebody asked me, what's the difference between being with a Chinese guy and a Jewish guy? I mean, I don't want to stereotype anything, but they're both cheap sons of bitches that drive terribly. But dating him, another thing that was peculiar about his singles ads that he put in, which was weird because I met him on a blind date. I put that in again to see if you laugh this time. But the other thing that was peculiar about the ad was he wrote, loves romantic horse and buggy rides in the evening. What are you now, one of those Pennsylvania Dutch? You live in friggin' Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay. Okay, so I'll stick with my regular material today. So I was a school teacher. Not only was I a school teacher like Dottie, but we taught the same children. I had them in second grade, and then they graduated when they got older and more criminal-like, just like she said, and then they went to her high school, so it's all really true about the kids that we taught. So like in my school, it was the elementary school, and you walk in, and they have the school colors. Like, so what were your school colors when you went to school, if you don't mind me asking? Green and white, right? That would be like a normal group of school colors. You walk into my school, and the school colors are dry blood red, and black, and blue. Teacher, how do you tell time? That's easy. How long did you have me locked in the closet yesterday? Yeah, these are really tough kids. This is how I had to teach them how to read. Run, Spot, run. Dick's got a gun. Spot is a pit bull. Run, teacher, run. And those were the 10th graders. Really tough kids. Yeah, oh boy is right. I mean, a lot of what Dottie said, like I said, it's a little bit like my school too. Like, we had an honor society assembly, and we couldn't find the valedictorian who was going to graduate top honors, right? She was on America's Most Wanted. That's where we found her. And the class of '87 had their picture up at the post office. Exactly. But this was so peculiar that I still can't figure out. The same picture was up at the school, and it said class of '97. So I'm thinking, did it take them 10 years to pass shop? 10 years to get out of school? Well, Mrs. Connor, you might know her, she lives around here, but she was a teacher in my school. Maybe I should change her name, maybe you're her next door neighbor, but Mrs. Connor's second grade girls, sad but true, they had a gang. It's not nice, but they had a gang. And what they used to do was to take the milk containers off of my girls' lunch trays during lunch for the initiation. It's sad, right? So I named them the half pints. And I told my girls, you gotta be tough, you know, you gotta toughen up, you know, you need to make the bloods hemorrhage. You have to toughen up these. So I gave them a name that was more educational, because I believe everything's a teachable moment. That's what they teach you in college. Everything's by the way, who's been a teacher in this room? Any teachers? Could you relate with anything I'm saying, sir? No, that's great. You were in a really different school than me. Or you were tougher. or whatever. But anyway, so, you know, they say everything's a teachable moment. So I figured if I'm going to give my girls in my class a name for their gang, I'm going to make it educational. So I was teaching prefixes and suffixes, and I remembered the name of the two biggest gangs in New York, the Crips and the Bloods. And I put the word Crips on the board, and I put in the prefix pre and the suffix shun, and I said, you're the prescriptions. That's the name of your gang.
Wow.
Yeah, smart, but not that, you know, it's a joke. So, but it is true about the gang, that is true. But you know what happened? Like I said, everything's a teachable moment. The mayor teaches you this, the supervisors, the superintendents. You turn everything that happens in the classroom into a teachable moment. So, two boys were having a fight, and if you're a teacher, you have a decision to make. Do I break up the fight and get hurt and my union will not support me? Or do you want to see a headline in the Newsday for 6 figures? She couldn't just save one of their lives? So I break up the fight, and Johnny, and that's not his real name, I'm changing the names to protect the non-innocent here. I break up the fight, and Johnny goes, he choked me terrible! I said, stop, Johnny. This is a teachable moment. You're not using your adverbs correctly. He choked you terribly. Another teachable moment I had was when I taught measurement. Sir and ma'am, did you have to bring in your own supplies, or your school gave you plenty of money for supplies? Right? Yeah, so I bought a lot of stuff. So I had to bring in measurements tools to teach measurement. So I brought in my bathroom scale, my Weight Watcher scale, my cocaine scale. I'm only kidding. I'm a nice Jewish girl teacher. I never went to Weight Watchers. But getting back to a little bit more about me, I'm getting older. Anybody getting older in the audience? You're all getting younger, right? Well, I noticed that I have laugh lines, and they're not that funny. My friend Selma said, oh, they have 2 other names. One is called Marionettes. I said, oh, great, I'll go to Broadway. I got the Lion King and Avenue Q on my face, thank you. And then she said they're also called parentheses. So I said, perfect. Perfect, I'm a teacher, I got parentheses here, I got pound signs here, I got exclamation points here. So with exclamation points, parentheses, pound signs, I'll just lay down and you can send a text message on my face. I mean, remember that Hurricane Shirley? What was her name, Sylvia? Sandy, right? Terrible, right? Hurricane Sandy. Well, in the Rockaways, you know, they had terrible, terrible flooding. But let me tell you something. If they had these bags in the Rockaways during Hurricane Sandy, the F train would be running today. And I think that lady just whispered to her husband, do you think she's funny? That's good. It's fine, I'm making a joke about it. So, I was saying I was getting older. And one thing I didn't tell you about the guy from Bragg Street, and I never told Mark this either, he had hair, so you think that's good, he had hair. For this day and age, when I go out, it's nice, he had hair. But I didn't tell you where the hair was in his ears. That's where he had the hair. But that's not that funny, because when you hit the change, ladies, you have something to look forward to. You don't have to shave your legs, the hair stops growing in certain places. But then, I look in the mirror, I got a little peach fuzz here, I can braid a little macrame bracelet from my face. So between the hair and his ears, you know, got a whole thing, a little menagerie going on. So I'm losing some of my hair too. I'm being very intimate with you people here at the library. I'm losing some of my hair. You can't tell, but it's here. But it's good news. It's good news because I know where it's going. It's going to my knuckles. Another thing, I try to have a positive attitude. I like to have a positive attitude about getting older, so I have these things called varicose veins. Any of you heard of these? Maybe your mothers have them. They're purple, red, green, blue. They're the colors of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv, we learned it in 2nd grade. So mine are all different colors. They're all here. But I changed the name of the varicose veins, and I call them a roadmap to adventure. This road takes you to the Sterling Forest. You can break that down to you young ladies. Sterling's like a synonym for gray, silver, old. Sterling. And this road takes you to the Dead Sea. Anyone hear about all this catcalling? You know, people complaining about the catcalling? Well, when I was young, I liked the catcalling too, but now it's like, oh, madam, excuse me, miss, oh, dear, lady. I mean, I could use a little bit of that, hey, babe. But the younger generation, they say, oh, the cramps, the PMS, I can't wait till I don't have that anymore. Then what happens, ladies? We go through the sweating, and we can't wait to get rid of the hot flashes, right? You know what I say? And I'll leave you on this note. You know what I say? Menstruation, menopause, those were the days. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, Helene Witt. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Helene. Okay, well.